Alright, here we are going to be talking about factors now. So, what are factors? Okay, let's say you have 1 times 2. 1 times 2 is actually 2, right? Okay, so let's also say we have 2 times 5. This gives you 10. Okay, let's say we have 4 times 3. This gives you 12. I just did this randomly. Okay, it's not something to hold on to. Like, it's a random choice I made here. It could be any number. Now, 1 and 2 in this case are factors of 2. 2 and 5 are factors of 10. 4 and 3 are factors of 12. Okay, let me also do this. 6 times 2 will also give us 12, right? 12 times 1 will give us 12. Alright? What again? Okay, so now the thing is that when we say factors are 2 or more numbers that when multiplied together will give you a particular number. Okay, so the factors of 12, okay, sorry, let me put it this way. A factor is any number that when multiplied with another number will give you that a given number. For instance, the factors of 12. What are the factors of 12? So let's look at 12 now. Remember, if we multiply 4 by 3, we can get 12. So 4 is a factor. If we multiply 3 by 4, we can get 12. So 3 is a factor of 12. If we multiply 6 by 2, we can get 12. So 6 is a factor of 12. If we multiply 2 by 6, we can get 12. So 2 is a factor. And 12 also is a factor of 12 because 12 times 1 gives you 12. Alright, and then 1 is also a factor of 12 because 12 times 1 gives you 12. Okay, I don't know if you get that. Now, we cannot say 5 is a factor of 12. Okay, 5 is not a factor of 12. 7 is not a factor of 12. Why do we say that? There is no number that you can multiply 12 with. Sorry, there is no number that you can multiply 5 with to give you 12. Are you getting that? On a whole basis, on a whole number basis, there is no number that you can multiply with 5 to give you 12. So 5 is not a factor of 12. Let's also take another example. Let's look at factors of 15. Factors of 15. The number 15. So we are looking at the factors of 15. What are the numbers that when you multiply it with another number you get 15? Okay, so example is 3. Okay, let me start from the lowest, 1. Because 1 times 15 gives me 15. Then the next one is 3. Because 3 times 5 gives me 15. The next one is 5. Because 5 times 3 gives me 15. The next one is 1, 3, 5. I think that's all. The next one is 15. Because 15 times 1 gives me 15. Okay, so these are the factors of 15. 2 is not a factor of 15. 2 is not a factor of 15. Yeah, like it was here. It's not the same here because there is no number that we can multiply 2 with. No whole number that we can multiply 2 with to give us 15. Okay, so that's the concept of factors. Now there is what we call prime factors. Prime factors. Okay, prime factors are factors of a number that are prime numbers. Okay, factors that are made up of prime numbers. Okay, for instance, look at let's use 15. I said prime factors are factors of a number that are prime numbers. We have already talked about what prime numbers are. Okay, so 15 for instance now. Factors of 15 are 1, 3, and 5. Okay, remember in the factors of 15, we have 1, 3, 5, and 15. But in the case of prime factors, we are not going to include 15. Why? Because 15 is not a prime number. 15 is not a prime number. So we are going to stick to 1, 3, and 5. These are the prime factors of 15. Okay, so let's also look at prime factors let's look at another number. Prime factors of 60. Okay, this is a bigger number now, right? Prime factors of 16. Now we look at those numbers that when we multiply by another number, they will give us 16, but they must be prime numbers. Okay, example 1 is what? 2. I'm going to get rid of 1 because 1 is like a common factor everywhere. I'm just going to get rid of it. Now, so I'm going to start with the 2. So 2 is a prime number. Of course, it's a factor of 15 because 2 times 30 gives us 15. Another factor of 15 of 30 that is a prime number is 3. So another factor of 60 that is a prime number is 3, because 3 times 20 gives you 16. Another factor of 60 that is a prime factor is, another prime factor of 60 is 5, because 5 times 12 gives us 60. Then I think that should be all. That should be all. These are the prime factors of 60. 2, 3, and 5. Okay, because if you check any other number, if you just keep checking any other number, you are not going to get. Now, don't get me wrong, 6 is a factor of 60, but it is not a prime factor, because 6 is not a prime number. It's not a prime number. Alright, now sometimes you may be required to do this. They ask you to express the following. Express the following as product of their prime factors. Okay, so we are going to start with 60. We have done that already. As product of their prime factors. What that means is that we should write out 60 in as product of their prime factors. Product means multiplication. Okay, that's what product is. Okay, so the next number we are going to look at here is let's say 125. And another number we should look at is 16. No, let me not. Okay, let me say 8. And then let me say no, 8. Let me say 40. Okay, so we have to express all those numbers as products of their prime factors. Okay, so let's do that now. Quickly. Okay, so let's start with the first one. 60. Alright, so the prime factors of, okay, first of all, to make this thing easy, we just look for any two numbers that when we multiply, we can get 60. And the two numbers are, I know 2 times 30. Alright, I know 2 times 30. Yeah, I know I told you 30 is not a prime number. Yeah, but for the purpose of what we want to achieve now, you just need to watch me. So this is 2 is a prime number, right? So this is going to become 2 times 30 can give you 16. So this becomes 2 times. Now 30 can be expressed as product of prime numbers. Yes. So that we are going to have 15 times 2. Oh, okay, let me do it this way. 2 times 15. Okay, because 2 times 15 here gives you 30, right? Okay, now 15 is not a prime number. So 15, I'm going to have to reduce it again to its component prime number. So I'm going to have 2 times 2 times, what are the two prime numbers that if I multiply will give me 15? They are 3 and 5. Okay, so you see with this now, I have been able to make sure that all non-prime factors has been eliminated. Okay, so we now have 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, and of course if you multiply this you're going to get 16. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, 12 times 5 is 16. So these are the prime products of 16. Okay, so this can easily be written as, since we have 2 times 2 here, 2 times 2 simply means 2 squared times 3 times 5. Okay, 2 squared times 3 times 5. You grab. So that's how we get. Okay, we can actually work with this in another way. Remember, we can also say that 60 is 12 times 5, right? 60 is 12 times 5. 5 is a prime number, but 12 is not a prime number. So we have to reduce 12 to prime numbers. So let's do that. 12 will be reduced to prime numbers as, this will now become 4 times 3 times 5. Okay, but you see, 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, but 4 is not a prime number. So let's reduce it further. So 4 can be written in terms of prime numbers as 2 times 2, then times 3, then times 5. So you see, we still came back to what we had here. So this becomes 2 squared times 3 times 5. Okay, so from what I have done, I am believing that you can do any of those that we have here. Okay, so without a doubt, I'll just still have to show you how that could be done. Okay, so let's say we have 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5 to express as product of prime numbers. 125 can be written as 25 times 5, where we know that 25 is not a prime number, but 5 is a prime number. Okay, so since that is done, 25 will now become 5 times 5 times 5. You see that? So we have 5 times 5 times 5, so that we are now left with 5 raised to the power of 3 as the prime factors of 1, 2, 5. Okay, let me take you back a little bit. Remember when we did 16? Now you can also do this 16 in terms of 6 times 10. Okay, 6 times 10 will also give you the prime factors of 60. So that means that we are going to have 60 as 2 times 3, because 6 is 2 times 3 in terms of the prime numbers, and 10 here is 5 times 2. Okay, so we have so if you rearrange this, you are going to have 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. Okay, so it brings us back to the same thing. I'm just showing you that whatever two numbers you choose, you can break them down to prime numbers. Okay, that's it. Let's look at the next one is 8. Okay, let's look at 8. Excuse me. Let's look at 8. Okay, 8 is going to be like let's say 4 times 2, right? Or should I say 2 times 4? It does not make any big difference, you see. So 2 is a prime number, but 4 is not. So this becomes 2 times 4 broken down becomes 2 times 2. Alright, so we are going to have 2 times 2 times 2. So this is the same thing as writing 2 raised to the power of 3. You are writing 2 raised to the power of 3 because you are multiplying in 3 places. 1, 2, 3. So it is 2 in 3 places. Alright, so that is 8 as a product of the prime factors. The same thing can do for 40. Okay, let's say we are going for 40 now. 40 can be written as 8 times 5, right? 40 is 8 times 5. Any number can work. 4 times 10 can work. 4 times 10 can work. What again apart from 8 times 5? Okay, so let's look at this now. So this now becomes 8 is 2 times 4, right? yeah, times 5. But you see 4 cannot be here because 4 is not a prime number, so this becomes 2 times 4, which is what? 2 times 2 times 5. So 40 in terms of the prime factors is this guy. Okay, I would like to do one more before I go. 16. Let's do 16. Okay, so 16 in terms of the prime numbers will become 4 times 2. Sorry, 4 times 4. Okay, to give us 16. Or we can start with, let's do 2 times 8. 2 times 8 will give us 16, right? Which now leaves us with 2 times 8 is 4 times 2. Okay, and if we break this down again, we are going to have 2 times 4 is 2 times 2. 4 alone is 2 times 2. Then times 2 here. Okay, so you see what we have. We have that 16 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which can be written as 2 raised to the power of 4. Okay, so that's how we roll on factors, prime factors, and all that. Thank you.